That monkey? That dog? That alien creature you've heard 100 times but never questioned? Yeah, there's a very good chance it's the same guy. And no, not a sound effects library, a person. And his name is Frank Welker. When people talk about the most prolific voice actors of all time, one name quietly rises to the top: Frank Welker. Over a career spanning more than 5 decades, he's voiced thousands of characters across film, television, and video games. You've heard him as Fred Jones in Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?
I'm training to bench 220.
Megatron in the Transformers.
I was searching the galaxy just so you could lay your greasy wings on yours.
Nibbler in Futurama.
But I recall no such music.
Abu in Aladdin. And that's barely scratching the surface. But Welker wasn't born in Hollywood. He grew up in Colorado, far from the studios he would eventually help define. As a kid, he was already fascinated by sound, mimicking wildlife, voices, and anything else he could reproduce. After studying theater arts in college, he moved to Los Angeles in the 1960s with no connections and no safety net, just an unusual talent for making sounds no one else could. A television talent showcase gave him his first real break, opening the door to voice work almost immediately. But here's what made him different. Instead of using stock sound effects, studios often just called Frank. Animators would sometimes approach him without even knowing what a creature should sound like yet, and he would invent it. Not just a noise, but a personality through sound. That ability turned him into something rare in the industry, a voice actor who was also, essentially, a one-man sound design department. And it's easy to forget he's not just the creature guy. He's also Dr. Claw, the shadowy, claw-stroking villain of Inspector Gadget.
Making monkeys out of my tiger's gadget.
He's Thaddeus Plotz, the perpetually flustered studio executive in Animaniacs.
Have them deported to the colony!
And he's Curious George, the beloved little monkey who doesn't need words to shine.
What?
3 completely different energies, 1 actor. That range is why he's lasted so long in an industry that's always changing. He adapts, he disappears, and somehow he's everywhere. One thing a lot of people don't know is that before Frank became the voice behind so many animated icons, he actually started out as a stand-up comedian and impressionist, touring clubs across the country in the late 60s and opening for the likes of Sonny and Cher, Diana Ross, and the Righteous Brothers. One night at a famous Los Angeles club, Welker was performing his act, a mix of impressions and vocal comedy, on the very same night that Robert F. Kennedy was tragically assassinated in the kitchen area of the Ambassador Hotel, just steps away from where Frank was performing. Instead of the audience buzzing about the music or the comedy that night, the news was everywhere backstage. Frank later said that he'd never forget that show because he had to literally walk through part of the hotel kitchen to get on stage. A surreal crossover of pop culture and world events that he probably never expected to experience in his comedy career. Frank Welker is widely regarded as one of the most prolific voice actors in entertainment history. Thousands of credits, dozens of franchises, generations of audiences. And yet, unlike many stars, he remains relatively invisible, which, in a strange way, might be the ultimate compliment, because when you don't notice the actor, you believe in the character. So the next time you hear a cartoon dog bark or a monster roar or some other strange little creature chattering in the background, well, there's a very good chance it's Frank. If you enjoyed this episode of Voice Actor Spotlight, like and subscribe, and leave a comment to let me know who you want me to cover next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.